Hi, I'm Carolyn Thurston, President and CEO of Wisdom Senior Care. I would like to share with you my journey. I had the privilege of being able to travel with my father. He was in the military, actually in the United States Air Force. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has served our nation, whether you directly served or you were a dependent as I was. But with that, I was able to travel to different countries. And one thing I noted is that people in other countries, they cherished their senior population. And it was just something inside of me that I always loved to sit around older persons. And as you're growing up, someone could be in their 30s and 40s and you think they're old. So wherever we would move to, I would just go and sit and listen. My parents would always know where they could find me. I'm sitting at someone older's foot and listening to their life journey. This is where I started noting I had a true passion for the senior population. So as I'm going in school, I was not an A student. Probably my parents were praying every time report cards were coming. I was praying too, because I would bring home sometimes something less than a C. And so if I just got a C, they were grateful for that. And it wasn't that I wasn't smart or intelligent. It was just I was always dreaming. I would sit in class and I'm thinking about what can I do? What can I develop? And to believe this or not, all young women, we babysit, but I actually truly had a system. Really, if I look back, it was a company then, because I was able to make my own money and help my parents by buying my own school clothes. I also looked in these catalogs, and at that time you could order catalogs, and I would take them around to the different neighbors and people started buying from me. And really I had no idea what I was doing, but I just got a pleasure out of meeting people's needs. But while we're in school in the 11th grade, we had what we call guidance counselors. Now I'm telling you my age, right? But these guidance counselors, their whole purpose is to help you know where are you going after you get out of school. And my guidance counselor said to me, Carolyn, what are you going to do when you graduate? This is in the 11th grade. Now, I knew I wanted to do something to help people. Seniors, anybody. I just love helping people. Now, this may sound funny, and I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I also had a vision of being, at that time, a nun. I really didn't understand what all that meant, but I said, she helped people, you go around. So anything doing with that, or nursing, that would be the other thing. So I told this guidance counselor, you know what? I'm going to be a nurse. She said, Carolyn, I don't think so. That's not the right thing for you. She said, I would suggest you be a secretary. And at that time, I was shy, I was bashful, and something inside of me, it just didn't sit right. And I said, no, I'm going to be a nurse. Had no idea how I was going to do it, but that's what I did. I set out on my course to become a nurse. And yes, even though my grades weren't the best, I did get into college and I was able to get my nursing degree. And not only my nursing degree, but I got a second degree, which was also in sociology. But as I started pursuing this goal in the 11th grade, God gave me a seed. He planted a seed, a vision in my heart to help the seniors. Remember, I told you I love being around seniors. So my vision was that all children would want to take care of their aging parents. And these children would have children of their own, and they would have to have someone or some place where their loved one could go. So the vision came into my mind, how about a daycare for the senior population? Now, in this day and time, that just seems normal, but back then, you're talking about in the early 80s, there were not a lot of adult daycares around. But that vision was planted then, and guess what? God even gave me the name of the business, Wisdom Senior Care. So wisdom, and actually it wasn't the senior care piece, but wisdom was planted there. And that was in 1982, 1983. So I pursued on, but after I got my nursing degree, like most people who get a dream, get a vision, what do? Fear steps in, and then we stop. We're hesitant. I had all these questions. I didn't know how. Look, I just got my degree, but I didn't major in business. I don't know how to start a business. Where am I going to get the money from? Just so many questions. So I had a lot of excuses. So I just went along working with other people, but I still had this burning, deep down desire to do something on my own. So it was really like this push. Come on, step out there. And you know what? In 2005, I remember the night I just sat down and I said, you know what? It was actually in December of 2005. And I said, I can do one thing. What's the one thing I can do? I could fill out an application. I'm currently in North Carolina, and in North Carolina, we just had to fill out an application, and at that time, it only cost $300. And I said, I have $300. So I went ahead, I filled out the application, and that's how Wisdom Senior Care came into the natural. So in February of 2006, Wisdom Senior Care, our first location, which was in Durham, North Carolina, was opened up with the mission and the goal, and it hasn't changed, is to help seniors remain in the comfort of their homes by providing compassionate caregivers to help them do that. So as I started on with this process, I was doing everything. I was my first caregiver, I was the payroll person, the billing person, every department you can think about. Now, I was not at that time much of a people person, but I could always connect with people who needed help. And this lady, my very first client, her desire was someone to take care of her dog. Yes, my first client was actually a little dog, and she hired me to walk her dog twice a day. And do you know, from walking that dog twice a day, that turned into me being able to provide care for her, which became 24 hours, 7 days a week. So then I couldn't do that by myself. So I had to start looking at bringing other caregivers, other people into the team. And as I started to do this process, I started to note that not all caregivers had the same standards that I was looking for. I guess my expectation, the deliverance, the compassionate care that we give to our seniors, everyone that was going to be part of the Wisdom team had to meet a certain standard. So I would get feedback from clients and they would say, Carolyn, are you sure this person is a nurse aide? And I would say, well, why are you asking me this? And it would be something so simple. So you know what I decided? I said, I will start to train my own caregivers. That way, I can assure everyone starts off on the same playing ground. And we developed Wisdom Health Academy. And that's where we came in, and we start now training people to become nurse aide ones, medication administration. We also train people who want to open up a home care company in North Carolina, but really anywhere in the state that you would want to open up a home care company. We're able to help you do that. And Wisdom Health Academy came into existence, and I started getting people with the home care. That became a specialty area. And people would come in and say, Carolyn, can you help me with my policies? And that's where I started. And then from the policies, they would start to call me for consulting. And after they would leave or get their license after a year, 2 years, 5 years, people were still calling back. And people that really know me know I love to share. And I'd be on the phone all the time, really pretty much getting burnt out. And in 2016, I was starting to lose my passion. I was getting burnt out. And that's what happens to anyone who is a small business owner or a entrepreneur, is sometimes you're working so diligently, so much in your business that what you started you can look up and you start to lose that. And got really concerned, really almost fear came in, because I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? This is my passion. This is what I always wanted to do. And so I had talked to my husband. He was like, no, Carolyn, just, pray about it, keep moving forward. And so we had this event at our church, and usually I'm so busy working, I don't even make time to do those type things. And we made time to go to an event where I was able to sit next to someone I had seen and known in my church for a long period of time. But at that particular night, at that particular time, he was saying everything that was going on in my head. And he mentioned a book to me that has really changed my whole life. It started the process opening up. And the name of the book was E-Myth. And he told me, he said, Carolyn, if you'll get this book and read it, you're going to see yourself on the first couple of pages. Now, I love to read. And I went home and I looked up online to try to find the book, and something happened, so I didn't get the book over the weekend. But guess what? Monday morning, he shows up there and he hands me the book. So I go home, I read the book in almost a night. But guess what? When I first started reading it, I got kind of mad, only because I did see myself there. And I'm thinking, you have to read the book and read those chapters. This lady and how she was described in the book, I was thinking, oh my gosh, that is me. But it opened me up to the ideal that I could help more people by expanding upon sharing a proven system that we had developed in our Durham location with more business owners through the franchising model. So in 2016, 2017, that's when Wisdom Business Owners was established. And our goal there is to help more business owners who really know that they have a passion for business, and they would really like to build a team of people that can help them keep seniors in their home with compassionate caregivers. And business ownership is really exciting. It can be, it's another word I'm looking for besides exciting, but sometimes it can bring up fear, right? So every day we're always having to work through that process. But what I have found, if you build yourself a team, a network of people to help support you, you don't have to do it by yourself. And that's why being part of a franchising system is such an advantage if you take that opportunity. Yes, so you've heard my journey, and one thing that I would like to speak with you about is the reason that a support system is so important. The franchising system, and why I chose to go this route, was to help other business owners not to have to go through the things that I did. Remember how I said I like to sit at the feet of older people? Well, it's not even about an age of a person, but it's if we can follow a system that has already been proven, that's going to help us get to our desired goal much quicker. And so that's why franchising, and why I decided to step in and provide this continual support for our business owners. When I first got started, remember I shared with you, I had no background in business. So sometimes what you'll start to do is you'll start to rely on other people, and maybe that's just not you're not aligned right. So if you're in a partnership type situation, you have to know that you're both on the same, I guess I should say you should all have the same goals and dreams, okay? So you really want to make sure you're careful with that. But I'm just sharing my experience, because your experience doesn't have to be that way. But what I did learn from all of this is that it's so important to put people around you that are going to be able to support you. And in this franchising system, you are successful when we're successful, or should I put it this way? We're successful because you are successful. And it's a win-win situation. And it's not about us competing with each other. It's about us working together under one brand to achieve a common mission. So I know even as a business owner, there's so many different times that frustration can set in. And that's another reason that you would want to join a proven system. A proven system, if you follow the steps, no, it's not 100% guarantee, but really it's going to put you higher. 98.9% of the time, it's going to help you be able to achieve whatever goals you have for yourself so much quicker. Also, think about how great it is to have people that are there that you're able to communicate with and be able to collaborate with. I mean, I think all of these things are great reasons to be part of a system that isn't just going to stop. Like, you can contract somebody in and have them be with you for a short period of time. But with wisdom, we're helping our business owners and we're walking along the journey with them. However long that journey may be. The journey may be longer for some, 10 years, 20 years, some might be 7 years. It depends on you, but you'll have that continual support. So at this current time, we are right now still growing our franchise system. I'm currently sitting in our newest location, which is in the Raleigh Falls of the Noose Road location, and we're just excited to be able to help not only our seniors be able to stay at home, have a bigger footprint, but help our business owners be able to reach whatever personal goals they have, wealth goals, legacy goals. You know, one of the great things that I love that we're able, or I can speak personally, I have a team member who came on to Wisdom Senior Care. She was not even in the home care arena. She knew nothing about, well, seniors, how to take care of them. That was her word she stated to me. Her background was in IT, something with another major company. But she was looking at making a career change. And at that time, I needed help in what I was doing. And I told her, while you're waiting, why don't you come and help me? Because I need some help. And I knew she had compassion. And she said, Carolyn, I don't know anything about seniors. And I said, they're just like taking care of people when they're just coming into the world. It's the same concept. So she came along, and do you know, she started out with having no education. She came into this field and she has found her passion. And from that, she has grown from being a nurse aide all the way up to actually becoming a wisdom business owner. So I think, and I know that this is a great opportunity for anyone. If you're looking just to be in a certain area, that is there for you too. If you really want to grow and have many, maybe be a multi-franchise owner, that's an opportunity. The possibilities are unlimited. So I'm excited to just share with you a little bit about me. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, contact us. You can go on our website at wisdomseniorcare.com, and there's info at wisdomseniorcare.com, and we would love to answer any questions that you might have.